Hi everyone, welcome back to Yum Paleo. Today we're going to be making a delicious salmon sushi, completely paleo, rice-free. Now you might wonder what we're using instead of rice. Well, today we're going to actually be using cauliflower rice, which I've just made up. All that involves, if you haven't made it before, is simply grating a whole cauliflower, adding a bit of olive oil to a fry pan, and just gently heating the cauliflower in the olive oil for about 5 minutes, stirring consistently, and it's all good to go. So I've got my bowl of cauliflower rice there. I have 10 sheets of nori, which is just dried seaweed, 2 salmon steaks here that have been deboned and cut into thin strips. I have 1 whole cucumber that again I've cut into long thin strips. Same with my red pepper or capsicum here, nice and long and thin, and 2 avocados which again have been cut in half and sliced really thinly. And that's all we need today. So our salmon is completely fresh, raw, doesn't need to be cooked for this dish. So let's get started. Now I've got a bamboo mat here. You do want to make sure that you have one of them. It makes rolling sushi a whole lot easier. So what you need to do to start with is get one of your sheets of nori. Make sure that the shiny side is down on your mat. Now I've just got a wee bowl of water here and a brush, because you want to lightly dip the brush in the water and just brush a thin strip across the nori, the top of the nori, because that is going to help the sushi to seal when you roll it up. Alright, now what you want to do is get a bit of cauliflower rice and just lay it across the middle of your piece of nori. So a strip about 5 centimeters wide in the middle there. And you want to make sure that that goes all the way to the edges in the middle, and that it's quite evenly dispersed all the way along. And again, I'm just making sure that it goes right to the end of that bit of nori. Otherwise you might find that bits of your sushi are falling out at the edges, which is not what we want. Cool. Alright, next we want to add in our salmon. So just take a couple of strips and lay them across the middle. Again, just make sure it goes right to the end of that piece of nori. Then do the same with all of your veggies you're putting in there. So I've got cucumber, red pepper, a couple of bits of avocado, alright, and now's the hardest bit, but it's not too hard if you get the technique right. Okay, so you want to make sure that you've got the bamboo mat in line with the nori. You're holding both of them, and then you're just going to roll that over the top, press down so that that edge of the nori touches the other side of the nori. You want to squeeze it in a little bit just to make sure that all your ingredients are condensing. And then you want to gradually roll that right out to the edge of the mat where that's been moistened. Now if we roll that back out, you'll see that we've got a nice long roll that's firmly packed down, and it's sealed up really well at that seam because I brushed it with water at the start. If it is still a wee bit dry, you can just brush it again with water where it seals and just leave that bit to dry. You may get some cauliflower rice escaping out the ends. Don't worry, that's fine. And now the next bit for each bit of sushi is, of course, to cut it into smaller portions. Now this can also be quite tricky. you do want to make sure you have a really sharp knife that goes straight through all of those ingredients. Otherwise it can tend to concave in on itself. So I'm just going to push it in a little bit at the end, and now I'm going to just cut it about 2 centimeters apart each time. Alright, so the end bit just kind of fell apart a wee bit. That's fine, I'm just going to put that to the side. But as you can see, all of those middle pieces are really well put together. They're staying really nicely, just like a piece of traditional sushi would. And it's got lots of colour and flavour in there. So all you need to do is just repeat that process until you've used up all of your ingredients. And that's all there is to it. So I'll keep going with these, and we'll see you at the end once we've done them all. And there you have it, our Paleo Salmon Sushi. Takes a bit of time, but it's totally worth it. I hope you enjoy, and we'll see you back here next time for another great recipe.